Meantime, if you think the Dow has been bad lately, check out the Russell 2000. It's been worse, down nearly 40% since it peaked in January. My next guest says there may be some bright spots ahead. I'm joined on the CNBC Newsline by DeSanctis. He's a small and medium cap strategist at Jefferies. Stephen, tough times, really, really tough times. What is the problem for the small caps in particular? Is it energy? We usually think about them as being more financially exposed. Is it everything?
I think, Kelly, you kind of hit it on the head. It's sort of everything. First of all, small cap was really the canary in the coal mine, given the fact that small cap performance peaked on January 16th when the market really peaked in February, and then we'd seen a big downdraft after that. And I think for small cap, right, it's economically sensitive. So when the economy is going into a recession, really tough place to be. You hit it on the head with energy. Also, 25% of small cap profits are banks or financials. With interest rates so low, very hard to make money there. So earnings growth has been a lot weaker. Consumer's another big slug. Obviously, we've got plenty of problems there with consumer. Unfortunately, the list goes on and on. I think the other thing was that coming into this big, downturn, small cap companies had a lot of leverage. They had increased their leverage ratios. They do have a lot of cash, but obviously that freaks out people when you look at, just how much leverage they have. And so that's caused a lot of the problems here.
Right. And you guys have gone through to really focus on those with clean balance sheets, meaning less than 35% debt to equity, and reduce their debt year on year. And some of those names that the team came up with include Sienna, Borg Warner, Deckers Outdoor. What are some of the other areas? I know healthcare is one of them where you think people can invest.
Yeah. So, healthcare, we just upgraded. It's hard to upgrade when it's a maelstrom, but the way we think about it, right, healthcare is going to be the solution. Some of these smaller biotech pharma companies are going to be the solution to these problems. And so with that, I think they're going to get, even if they may not profit from it, they're going to get definitely premium multiples. In addition, there's going to be more M&A in healthcare. Last year was a record year. I think when the dust settles, there will be a lot more M&A, definitely down market cap, definitely in healthcare in particular. Healthcare also had the cleanest balance sheets coming into this year. Not that that necessarily matters for healthcare companies, but they were the cleanest, so I think they're going to take advantage of that.
Okay. And you still would avoid consumer discretionary, so I would assume that's just because we can't yet know when this economy is going to be back up and running.
Well, the big problem is that, I said that leverage went up in small cap. It went up even more in the consumer discretionary space over the last 12 months. Unfortunately, they were levering up as the economy just starts to unroll and to unwind itself. And so that's a big problem. And I think you're right. We don't know what earnings are going to be for many of these companies. I do realize that we're going to get this government bill and we're going to bail out a lot of these small businesses, and some of these smaller companies will benefit and they'll still be in business. But the one thing that I remind people is that, we bailed out the banks in 2009, and financials and small cap was by far the worst performing sector that year.
So it takes some time.
It really does take an awful lot of time. And obviously, Steve Leisman's done a great job on the reporting side. And I think the thing that we need to see stability on, and obviously everything that Treasury and the Fed's doing, that's really helping. That's going to help a lot.
Yeah. And that's the hope in a little bit longer run. Stephen, thanks so much for your time and for some analysis of what's going on with small caps in particular. Really tough part of this market.